All right, let's go. Everybody wake up. All five of you, wake up. Huh? We did it again. We did the thing again. Not quite the exact same thing, though. We showed Panthers showed both sides last night of what we got going on. We're still fully capable of beating teams. It's just not going to be 2-1 anymore. It's 4-3. Just cannot hold that 2-1 lead almost at any point this season. Hey, JC, we did it the last time we played Edmonton. We did it in Edmonton. We held that 2-1 lead. But at least we're scoring goals. There's that. Hopefully, Maurice doesn't. Hopefully, he does not punish Samaskevich any more than he already did by taking him off of that second power play unit, right? Or was he off the second one? Not sure. Hey, Chopper. JC says, should have got the mouse. You better hope that doesn't come back to haunt us. Oh. No, there's no way I could have gotten that mouse. The room that he came out of is the laundry room. And, these old houses, the plumbing is not fantastic. And so every once in a while, you have to clean the drain out from where there's a three-way junction in the pipe by the washing machine. And so the wall is open and exposed there. And so when it gets really cold, you'll get a mouse or three that come around and just hang around. They come out of the wall, they look around, they snuggle up in the blankets if you got anything on the ground, and then they go back into the wall. So I don't want to kill them. They're like pets. Chopper says Zito punishing Samaskevich by sending him to Ottawa for professional Olympic diver Stutzel. Yeah. Hey, look, it wasn't a great play, right? But, Forsling got out-muscled and Bob got beat. So that was a three-way job. That was an absolute three-way job, that goal. We won. We won anyway. So I heard Maurice wasn't happy with how we played after the game. That's interesting. I must have really been tired. I was fine with our effort. I thought we played all right. I know he doesn't like getting into those track meets. There's a couple moments there where it kind of felt like things were getting really loosey-goosey. What the hell is he complaining about? We had the bottom two defensemen. Each got goals. He should have had an orgasm right there on the bench. He's a crabby old man. I think him and I probably get along real well. Can you imagine like a full hour of me getting to interview Maurice and it was just all bitching and complaining? That would be what would finally make the channel. Come on, Paul. I know you're watching. JC says we're trading sort of Benny and Ekblad for who? Is that a real guy's name? Lane and Matheson with Montreal. Is that a real guy's name? Jockey? Well, how do you say that? Shanias. What's that? 5 in a row, right? 5 in a row? Where does that leave you guys in the standings? Let's see. Chopper says, Jaws, I got a bunch of Oilers fans complaining about the refs. Did they forget that Corey Perry played the puck from the bench and Roddy with his hands got slashed during the breakaway? Yeah. What are they complaining about? Well, now there was, I don't remember when and I don't remember who, but I do remember on the stream seeing something that I thought would have got called against us that didn't get called. But I didn't see anything egregious. Of course, I'm not an Oilers fan. What are they? Are they just? Is that going to be it now? The refs? Come on, we've just got a better team. They have the better individual player. We have the better team. That's why we beat them in Game 7, and the better goalie too, and the better goalie. Let's be honest. Skinner is almost good enough. Almost. If Edmonton had like Otter or Bennington, maybe even Bennington, right? They'd be really scary. Janai says Dallas got to win tonight in regulation. Shopper. No, I didn't. I didn't see it, Eyes. I didn't see it. Well, this I got to see. Steven says, I hated that power play towards the end that we sat in our own zone, killing clock. We only had a 1-goal lead. Yeah, that was a little bit nervous. Made me a little bit nervous. Janai says, yeah, you guys were better at diving. Oh, I think I mentioned that. Yeah, it was what is it? Was it the cross check that when the guy cross checked, was it Bennett? I talked about that when I saw it on the stream. I believe it was Bennett. He cross checks the dude, no call. Bennett gets cross checked. He goes flying. The arm goes up. I believe that's what you guys are talking about. Yeah, no argument there. No argument there. I laughed. I'll admit I laughed. But that was, yeah, if that's what you guys were talking about, that definitely, yeah. Trevor says, they said that Reinhardt dove during the power play with 3 minutes remaining. Clearly shows Ekholm putting the blade of his stick. Oh, on that tripping? Or during the power play? I mean, hey, look. Let's be honest, right? The refs are part of the game too. It's a game, right? What do you do in a game? You play. The refs are part of the game. If you're going to play the refs, if they're going to give it to you, you're going to do it. There's plenty of nights that shit don't go our way too. But I'll admit, certainly on the cross check, we started it. We were like 5-year-old kids. We started it. No doubt. Hey, Adonis, I'm doing all right. I'm not feeling so great. I'm really tired. I had something very, very stressful happen yesterday. Gave me a migraine. I drugged up to do the game. I'm okay, but I need a nap. You probably saw it in the light in the recap last night. I'm like squinting. I had a bad headache. I'll be all right. It says, what's my dream trade pickup if all these options made sense for us? Like Carlson, we would have to give up a lot of assets or prospects. That's a good question. So we did something yesterday with Seth Jones and Donato, right? So like if there was a three from Chicago, if there was a 3-way deal where we could get both of those guys and we know we're going to sign Donato, I don't know if I would call that the dream scenario, but in terms of what's realistically out there, as long as we're not going to have to give up too much, I wouldn't mind that because we do need another bottom 6 forward. And in Chicago, Donato's a bottom 6 forward. Hey, Kazuma says, I just saw this. The Panthers would be interested in trading following Kachuk's injury is none other than Mikko Rantanen. Man, I don't know. I'm just reading the chat before I answer that. Yeah, I'm all right. JC, I wish that was it, man. I wish that was it, JC. Let's just say, I thought a check had cleared. I had this much money in the bank, and I thought a check had cleared, and the check had not cleared. So I didn't have this much money in the bank, and it was a stressful afternoon. I got to get a job. Steven says, were the officials just catching their breath on the goal review? Yeah, good question. It was obviously offsides, right? Maybe they felt bad. They knew we had already had 2 in a row called back, and they wanted to make it look like they were like they were giving it a good thought. All right, thank you, Eyes. I appreciate that, Janias. I appreciate that, bud. Yeah, from Elliot Freeman, Canes aren't willing to give Rantanen what he wants. I don't see the benefit. Although I will say this, I have a theory on why they're being all bullshittery like about Kachuk's injury. My theory is that if we put him on LTIR, I don't know exactly how this works or why it would work this way. But my gut feeling is that they're kind of playing around with it because they don't want teams to know that he's going to be on LTIR, because somehow that makes the negotiating when we're trying to trade for a player different or better in our favor. Like maybe if we have all that cap space, we can't press down on teams to hold, to retain the cap. I kind of thought it would make it easier on us because we wouldn't have to give up extra assets. But I just have a feeling that the reason why they're being so obtuse about what Chucky's injury is and how long he's out has got something somehow to do with us trying to negotiate with these other teams possible trades. That's the only thing I can imagine. Oilers fans are coping saying our arena is empty. I mean, I didn't see a whole lot of empty seats last night. I don't know. Johnny says, I also miss Ken Holland as our GM. Our new GM is about to crap the bed on the trade deadline. I'm glad this 5-game losing streak happened while we're still in the playoff spot. Hey, midnight. 3-way trade. Brady to Florida, Randon to Ottawa, and a first to Carolina. Man, wouldn't that be? I don't think anybody's going to help us, though. I don't think anybody's going to help us. Like if you were driving down the road, right, and you saw some dude stuck and his car was stuck and he's out there and he obviously needs help, but it's the dude your wife cheated on you with, you ain't stopping. You ain't stopping, right? I think that's how the Canes would probably feel about us. Like, F you, we could offer them everything for rent and they ain't going to take it. Not that we want it. Right? And of course, now Balinskis and Schmidt scored last night. I mean, Schmidt has not been terrible. He's not great. Don't get me wrong. But he's not like Keith Yandel. He just looks slow compared to everybody else. Right? Vincent says, if it's better for you, is it better for us now? Jaws wants pancake. I'm all right. Yeah, Metal, I heard about that. Maurice's reaction to the game. He wasn't happy about it and said he didn't like our game. I mean, so, okay, I'm going to take the Samoskevich thing and put that aside because that was a one-time, you know what I mean? Shit happens. That's not something that happens on a regular basis like Ekblad losing the puck. The rest of the game, I think what Maurice is kind of pissy about was we did let them have some breakaways, and there was definitely some times where we were scrambling in the defensive zone and we did not have a nice clean box at all. We were definitely scrambling. But we won the game. I mean, I get what he's trying to do, but the bottom two guys on the defense scored. Kachuk is out, and we beat the Oilers 4-3. I mean, I think it's a little bit. I think, yeah, Steven, that's right. We ran into ourselves a couple of times too. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the way I view it is like I'm pretty much the one that bitches and complains the most, right? And that seems like a pretty reasonable take. I wasn't bitching and complaining about the game, so Maurice complaining about it seems a little bit, I mean, Edmonton's got a couple of good guys out there. I don't know if you've heard about them, but McDavid and Draisaitl, they're actually pretty good. They can make some good teams look kind of bad. So I don't know. I guess he was just in a shitty mood. Chopper says, how about Draisaitl for Nosek? They got to throw in something more. They got to retain the salary or something. I don't know about that. Kenneth says, yeah, two guys taking out one guy, taking all three out of the play. Yeah, I mean, and then, of course, the puck ends up in the back of the net, right? Vincent says Schmidt could have scored 3. It doesn't change a thing. Brutality. You're a Panthers and an Avalanche fan. Oh, boy. How's that going to work? How's that going to work in the Stanley Cup Finals? Janai says Bob let some silly ones pass them, especially the Kulak goal. Bob was expecting a pass to Leon since Bob knows Oilers pass up high scoring chances, but Kulak fooled him. The one of them, I thought it got deflected. Not the second one. That was the one where Draisaitl beat Bob. My eyes weren't great last night, so maybe I was just imagining things. But I thought that the puck might have got deflected on its way there. Hey, Emperor. Vincent says Maurice is leveling with us now. Welcome him. Maybe. I get what you're saying. I suppose if there's a game that you're going to bitch about, you can bitch about, beating Edmonton at home, to put us back in first place. I don't know. It seems like maybe he should have bitched about, he could have picked a different game. It was the first one that got deflected. All right, thank you, fake news. Yeah, I thought one of them definitely looked like it changed directions. Chopper says, I think Bob sometimes looks like he doesn't have the elasticity in him anymore. He barely bent his knees during that Oilers first goal. I'm going to pretend that I don't agree with you, Chopper. I think he looks fine. I don't think physical. I don't think it's physical. I think the last couple of games, it almost looks as though he's a little bit slow to react side to side. Probably rust, right? Probably rust. He took that. Remember, he wasn't in 4 Nations, and then he had the 1 game back, right? Right, because this is our 3rd game back, Tuesday, Thursday. Yeah, Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday. So I think he's just rounding back into shape after the break. That would be my thank you for the info, fake news. He heavily implied we played better against the Kraken. Yeah, because did we lose to the Kraken 2-1? Was that the final score of the Kraken game? I think anytime we score more than 2, I think he's just pissed. Honestly. Janias the 7th. I think Friday. So whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and then we don't have to talk about this anymore, right? Michael says, I think he is overthinking against the Oilers. Yeah, he's okay. He'll be all right. We've got a lot of back-to-backs coming up in March, so you're going to see Spencer a lot as it is. Kenneth says maybe the 3-player collision distracted Bob and he wasn't set. It could be that simple. It could be that too. It could definitely be that too. But watching Schmidt and Balinskis last night, it kind of feels like, and the same thing with Lundell, Ekblad. I mean, everybody was definitely pressing a little bit more for offense. When's the last time Balinskis took a shot? You know what I mean? It definitely felt like the team was pressing a little bit more for offense. And I know the old adage goes, you got to have the defense to win the championships. And that's all fine. Obviously, we would know that. But on any given night, I know you don't want to start habits that are going to be normal, repetitive, but 99 times out of 100, Samoskevich gets that puck deep. We don't collide into each other, right? Braves, because of the 4 Nations, the schedules have been a lot more condensed. Some teams had it worse, but because they've, that break was an extra, what? I mean, it was full 2 weeks, just about, wasn't it? Craig says Pomo just expects better and not locking stuff down will get a move towards that style. Smooth defense really messes with the opponent's head. Yeah, I get what you're saying there. Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that, Michael. Yeah. Yeah. Adonis says Edmonton going to trade the farm for Bennington and then discover the massage allegations he's been faced with, making it what? Not another one. Bennington too. Oh. Brutality says I'm more for Panthers in the playoffs than the Avalanche. The goalie tandem for Colorado isn't great. Yeah, they've never. Colorado won with Kemper, right? It was Kemper, so it's like they've never invested in one guy to be the guy. They just kind of spin the wheel every year and find a dude and cross their fingers, and it worked, right? I hadn't heard Adonis about. Oh, okay, all right. Don't scare me like that. Jeez, whatever happened with the Justin Tucker stuff? It kind of fell off the radar awfully quick. No, they're gonna need a goalie. I don't know though. I mean, they may not feel that way, right? I mean, Skinner got him to Game 7. Adonis, I guess it's just because we've already had that happen twice. It's like not again. Right? Don't get me on that soapbox. Next thing you know, I'll start talking about Owen Tippett. See how I did that? Somebody's going to throw shit at my head. Good thing you can't throw stuff at me. Hey, hot dog. Emperor says Canucks losing the Ducks. Oh, they lost 5-2. How did we do that? How did everything pan out last night? I was not all that coherent last night because I had a massive headache, and so I took stuff to get rid of the massive headache, and then I was not sharp. All right, so we're back in first place. Yeah, we're in first place over the Leafs, but we got 2 games in hand. The Lightning, we got 2 games in hand on them. If everybody wins their games in hand, we're in third place. Don't tell anybody that, by the way. Red Wings, Senators. The Bruins are tied with the Senators now. What the hell's going on? Hey, what are you dumbasses doing? But the Jackets and Red Wings got a little bit of a nice lead, right? Did the Flyers win again? No. Okay. But the Rangers keep winning. But I think it's going to be the Jackets and Wings. I can't believe Detroit might make the playoffs and Ottawa won't. Damn. Chopper, you think he's washed? I mean, the Blues aren't great, but I get what you're saying. Parayko is available. Jackets GM says they will not be sellers at the deadline. Yeah, did they need? Maybe they did though. Maybe they did need to say that, Kenneth. Maybe they're Look, I'll put it this way: when your team has not been good for quite some time, that's news. That's news. When the Panthers stopped selling and started buying at the deadline, the fan base was like, "Hey, we're getting good. We're not selling." It is, man. It sounds stupid, but for a team like Columbus, it's like that's they'll hang a banner. We didn't sell at the deadline. Parayko to Florida for Ekblad. Oh my God. Simon says, "Hey buddy, my opinion about the game last night, about the game against Calgary tomorrow. I wonder who's going to be in net Saturday afternoon. I would think maybe we're going to get Spencer, but unless I don't know if they're going to be going every other game with those guys now. Probably not because all the back-to-backs. Boy, it got cold in here again. Normally, I would say it's a game we should absolutely win, but with Calgary fighting, Calgary might want that game. But that's what I said about Edmonton last night. But Calgary's in a real dogfight. I don't know. It's a game we should win. It's a game. And probably they're going to be all pissed off about whatever it was that Maurice said last night about him being pissed off about the game. Midnight says, I want Columbus to make the playoffs. It's just rough here with so many of the players. That was right. Yeah, it'd be good. I think it'd be good for the game if they made it. I cracked a joke about them before the season started, and that looks stupid. Right, Michael, that's a good point about the back-to-backs. I think we've got 3. Well, the ending of the season is really the one. Hey, Freya, the end of the season is really the one. For the Panthers, we need to have some sort of, how many back-to-backs do we have left? Let's see. So we've got, it doesn't start until, all right, March 15th and 16th, 22nd, 23rd, 1st and the 2nd, 5th and the 6th, and 14th and the 15th. So we've got 24 games left, 22 games left with 5 back-to-backs. We have 22 games left with 5 back-to-backs. That's crazy. Well, the thing about the time off, unfortunately, is it's all in March. Because April is just crazy. Now, in March, we have a spot where there's 3 days off and 4 days off. But April, we play the 1st and the 2nd, the 5th and the 6th, then 8, 10, 12, 14, and 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We play 9 games in the first 15 days of April before the playoffs start. And is that 3 back-to-backs? Yeah. We have from April 1st to April 15th, we have 3 back-to-backs. Tell me that the schedule makers wanted to make sure we weren't going to win the cup again. Let Chucky rest. Yeah, tomorrow's March. I know. Another week I can go out there and hopefully pretend that I'm going to catch fish. It'll still be too cold. But I always like to throw the rod out there a week or two just to get the blood going. Fly even saying that, oh yeah, no, that the ending of the schedule is crazy. And no other playoff team has a break like that in March. Right. Well, I hope they do the smart thing. And let Chucky rest. Hot dog, you want to play Toronto in Toronto? We might get that chance. Because right now, we're in first place. But if Toronto and that last game of the year is Tampa. That's the other thing about the Leafs. We play the Leafs twice in April. We play them April 2nd in Toronto, and then we play them April 8th in Florida. And of course, when we play them in Toronto on the 2nd, we play the Canadiens on the 1st. So the first game that we play Toronto is the second of a back-to-back. Oh, you went fishing last night on the beach? Anything 58? Michael says, so while it's just our April is crazy, everyone else's March and April is crazy. Yeah, I get what you're saying because we played so many games early on. Barkov looked a little bit more like himself last night. He was definitely not rested. They should have just sat him for the first 2 games. They should have just sat him. It would have been better all the way around. Hot Dog says, I just want to win in their home stadium. It feels menacing and so good. Well, it's Toronto. Wouldn't they expect to lose anyway? I don't know. Kenneth, what is the pulse of the fan base for the Leafs this year? Are you guys feeling it's different, or are you all prepared for more of the same? You think Barkey just looks sad? I think he's just a little tired. Hey, Amerix. Simon, I still think that we're looking at 1 defenseman and 1 forward. I don't know that they're going to go get 2, but I think we're definitely looking at. I think we're probably looking at a pairing for Mikkola. I don't know which of the bottom guys is going to stay. I don't know if they're going to go Kulikov, Schmidt, or Kulikov, Balinskis. Probably they'll leave Schmidt on the ice and take Balinskis off. I think that's probably what will happen. Hey, Boba. Michael says Steve Dangle is ready for heartbreak. Yeah, Merrick's. We watched the end of the game. Colin and I watched the ending of the game, but then he watched overtime because I had to go do the recap. But I don't know what Pittsburgh's doing. They should just roll over and start trading people. 50 croakers, crabs, and of course some catfish. A lot of that real goopy gunky seaweed out there last night. That's tough. That's tough. That's a pain in the ass. I used to hate that when I get to the pier and you want to throw your artificials and it's all seaweeds. You got to pop on a float. Hope you can catch something. Michael says Barkov has a 3-year-old and has been all over this year. He's tired. Yeah, he looked decent last night, though. You can definitely tell when he turns on the energy and when he's just out there for a Saturday afternoon skate. Fly says, I think he knocked some of his superpowers out of him by putting himself into the boards at the beginning of the year. That was a while ago, right? Trey says, random fun fact, Thailand has beer league hockey. That would probably make good content. For sure. Leafs have Rangers tonight, Pens Sunday, Sharks Monday. Hopefully you can take the division lead back. Oh, geez, so you're going to make up all your extra games there. You're making up the 2 extra games in hand between now and Monday, right? No, because we play on Monday as well. That's right. Bob's family and Barkey's mom can only help with his kids so much. Oh, these poor guys. I'm scrolling down to the bottom. Reality says Bruins not in playoffs. Who do I think are the next team we have to play in the playoffs? I think it's going to be the same. It's going to be Toronto, Tampa, or Tampa, then Toronto. I mean, I guess if we win the division, it might be Detroit, right? What do you guys feel about playing Detroit? Because that would be a new thing. You're strongly considering making your content there? You're going to be the Thai Sam Bennett? Hi, Simon. We only got there once this week. I'm gonna try to get to the gym this afternoon If I can get this, if I can work some of the stress out of my back, maybe I'll get rid of this headache. Vincent says good content is a shark pet in Jaws household. Yeah. We used to get the little freshwater sharks and put them in with the cichlids. Red Wings might swing at Gibson. Oh, that's right. That would suck. That would not be okay. But then again, you would have Tampa and Toronto beating the crap out of each other in the first round. I don't know. Detroit doesn't look bad. Thank you, Michael. Panthers, Blue Jackets would be cool in the playoffs. Yeah, but I don't suppose that it would happen. I guess if we were the second, if we were 2 and they were the 7, that could happen. Am I correct there? I've gotten mixed information with that. Some of you told me you can go out of division in that first round, 1-8, 2-7. But I always thought it was just the division winner with the wild card team from your division. But every time I ask that question, I get different answers, so I don't remember the answer. She says Rangers win tonight versus Leafs, hold them off for us. Lightning need to cool off. Yeah. Tampa's not messing around. Yeah, we'd have to win the division, but then also I guess Columbus would have to have fewer points than Detroit, right? I don't want to call any playoff series. But yeah, and so now that would be even better though, because everybody already hates the Panthers. So now we would be the team that would be knocking out the Jackets, and the Jackets would be everybody's team because of Johnny Gaudreau. And we got to be the assholes that now come out. That sounds about right. Or the league really is scripted, and it's Gaudreau's team that slays the big, bad, nasty, dirty Panthers, right? That could happen too. Bill says, Jaws, from a Preds fan, I enjoy watching the Panthers games and fishing. It's nice. Then the Predators lose always anyway. Yeah, I don't know how. It's incredible what happened in Nashville. Everybody just got bad all at the same time. So if the regular season started today, who would I want to face? Or you mean who would be the playoffs? Wings lose a wild card spot in the last game. Yeah, that's true. Anything can. Oh, do they play each other though? Who would I want to play? Can we play the Penguins? Can we play the Penguins? Can we play the Penguins? That's who I want to play. I would like the Penguins to go on an absolute tear. They win 15 in a row. Somehow the math all works out that we get these slow, old, decrepit Penguins as in the first round of the playoffs. Yeah. All right, Chopper. Yeah, there's no easy way, unfortunately. No easy way. Yeah, the NHL might want an Ottawa Panthers series. Ottawa's got to make it, though. Torts pulled a goalie in a tie game. He's crazy. He's not. But it's not like they, Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. I mean, they're too far out. They can't be like, because I know Torts is nuts. It got cold in here, man. Where are they? Oh, I guess the Penguins are what, 9 points out? They can't think they have a chance. But the Flyers, that's a different story. They're only 6 points out. They played too many games. I don't know what Torts is doing. 26-26. Lance says another day, another Oilers loss. You guys will be all right, right? Where are you? Let's see. I mean, you're only in second place. I kind of figured Vegas was going to win that division anyway. But I could see that the Oilers, I guess it's just who do you want to play, Edmonton? You want to play the Kings? You want to play the Canucks or the Flames? That's coming down to the wire, Canucks, Flames. Oh, you got to convince the airline that your dog is a service dog. Don't they make fake vests that you can buy on eBay or something like that, Trey? Don't they make vests for them? Oilers want the Kings. I see. Well, then they should be happy with where they are. Of course, the Kings have 3 games in hand. Jeez, Edmonton's played a lot of games compared to the Kings. My opinion on Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac was my ex-wife's favorite group. Next question. Trey says, yeah, but my dog is too friendly. He jumps on people. I have to drug him or he'll blow his own cover. Yeah. There's melatonin in his ass. So he's just all we will walk. That's funny. Yeah, the Kings don't want the Oilers. For Buffalo, Sabres eventually. Every year they think they're going to eventually. The Sabres, they're worst team in the conference now. For 5 minutes, it looked like they were going to be okay. Although I will say this, I always like the goal differential. A team's goal differential, just to give you an idea how it doesn't make any difference. The Red Wings are in the wild card spot with 66 points, and they have a minus 13 goal differential. Okay? The Sabres are the worst team in the conference with 53 points, but their goal differential is only minus 10. Life's not fair, is it? Man, it says the Oilers don't want the Panthers either. Did I already talk about the Seth Jones rumor? Not today. Not today. We talked about it yesterday. The chat was very split. I would say it was about 60-40 in favor of getting Jones, but that contract, the only way I would want Jones is if it's a 3-way. I only want to take a third of that contract. I'm not willing to take half. It's too many years on it. Too many years. Trey says there's no truly terrible team in the Atlantic. Someone just has to be last. Yeah, exactly. Fly says, do we really want Jones? No, but can't control what Bill's going to do, right? Ken says Jones wants to go to Dallas. Let him go. Yeah, I'm not sweating it. We're gonna get Gabranson. That's gonna solve our problems. So, what's my favorite Western Conference team that I would like if I had a choice? Sharks, San Jose, because number one, that's Nick's team from Twisted Wrister, and number two, I would be safe rooting for the Sharks. I'd never have to worry about a San Jose Panther Stanley Cup, so I'd be safe. So the Sharks. Can I see the Cats finishing top 4 in the league? Where are we? We're pretty mid right now, right? See, Capitals 84. Everybody else in the East is mid. 2 is 87. Yeah, it could happen. It could happen. Knights is 3. It could happen. I don't think it will. I don't think it will. I think we're probably looking at like 100 points. What do we got? 22 games left. If we won them all, we'd have like 116. Yeah, like 104 points, I think, is what we're looking at, maybe. Steven said, what the hell's going on? What, I got a bird? Hold on a second. I think the bird is outside the window. Hold on. What the hell am I hearing? Gabranson would actually be an incredible fit. Is he still in Columbus? Or is he playing this week? Gabranson's hurt. There you go. I said it as a joke. Like I said, if the channel started when I got pissed that they traded Gabranson and Kulikov, if we win the cup with Gabranson and Kulikov, that's the last video. We close the book. I go live in my van down by the river. I'm almost ready to live in my van down by the river right now, but that's a different story. I've heard that name before, Fly Guy. Mikolas Horvolka. Why have I feel like we've had, not this year, but I feel like on this channel we've had this discussion before. Oh, because he's with us. That's why it makes me. That's why. So he's making $950 with us. So he's got himself a nice deal. 6'6", 229. Maybe because I was looking at the draft picks the other day. That's probably why I remember it. Because I was talking about the draft picks the other day. And he's undrafted. So that ain't what it is. That's interesting. Is he playing with Charlotte? He is. Not bad. Yeah, that's a good. Is he a righty? He's a righty. Hey, Ekblad, we're replacing you with an undrafted giant. Go to the bottom pair immediately. Who's the forward only getting paid? That's not the guy I just looked up. Who's the forward? Must be somebody else. Fly says, why not? Yeah, I mean, if he's 6'6", put him with Mikkola. And good luck to any team scoring on that. Yeah, I agree, Steven. The Canes aren't going to sell Rantanen to the Panthers. Fatal says, I don't know what Barry Trotz has to do to fix Nashville next season. I thought it was a good trade, Stamkos to Marchessault, but it didn't help. I don't understand how Bruno still has a job. That's for starter. Like I don't understand how he still has a job. Like they've been bad all year. Like it's not like they just started bad and couldn't pull off an Edmonton like Edmonton did last year and made. I mean, they've just been bad all year, consistently bad every night, bad. I don't know how he still has a job. Trey, I think they should. I think Tampa should send Gensel to Nashville for Stamkos. Don't you agree with me, Panther fans? I think that's the trade they should make. That'd be good for Tampa. You got to have heart, Tampa. All right? Send Gensel back to Nashville. Not back to Nashville, but send Gensel to Nashville, Stamkos back to Tampa. I think that's the fair deal. I don't see what the problem is. I'm sure the Tampa fans would love that deal, right? Right, Lightning fans? OJ says, I knew Nashville would be worse off. Stamkos and Marchessault aren't good defensively. They look like shit and can't score. Fatal says, I would like that trade. Yeah. Steve says, going off that logic, how is Zito not one GM of the year? They hate us. They just hate us. I mean, they even gave it to Lamoriello 2 years in a row just to keep Zito from getting it. It's always going to be somebody that it just is what it is, man. That's the plight of Southern hockey, or at least hockey that far Southern. Jay says, well, he ain't going to win it this year because the Caps GM will win it. Then again, Zito had as much in the bag last year as the Caps GM does this year, right? Yeah, last year was, I mean, like how? How do you not? He didn't even finish second. Oh, Simon, if anybody comes to visit me, there's like 2 places to go, maybe 3. One is the river, one is the beach, and then we have just a little, there's just a small little downtown area with all the antique shops and all of that. It's a small place. Like it's really small. Like my actual town, the population, I don't think the population's 300. And I know I don't mean 300,000. I mean 300. It's not a big area. Yeah, Trey, I know. I remember that. They gave it to the Dallas GM last year, despite Dallas having the exact same roster, basically. Could the Panthers trade for Brandon Tanev? What's his contract? Because I think we're all over the rentals. God, it got late fast. I'm cold. I think I left some windows open in the bedroom. All right, so we haven't looked at Tanev yet because it hasn't come up on my phone. What's his contract? All right, so he's on an expiring deal. Boy, that is an interesting looking dude. He looks like Lombard. This is his picture. I wonder if you guys are going to be able to see it or not. Yeah, there, wait, there it is. Geez, the light won't let me. The light, he looks like a maniac. There he is. He looks like a maniac. Oh my, he's got to do that on purpose. Well, he looks like he fits with the culture of the team. And he's playing with the Kraken. He'll be 33 years old. Is he still? I don't need that. Somebody will say he's hurt, right? Half the guys that we look up are hurt. No, he fixed this area. Man, he's got some weird looking pictures. So he's just basically, no, he's not making, let's see. I like to look at the minutes they're playing because that tells me where they're playing. Where's his minutes? He's playing 14 minutes a night, so that's got to be the third line. He's got 9 goals. Lance, it sounds like a nice town. It is. It is very nice. It is. Yeah. I can't complain. I'm trying. Brutality says for the playoffs, I think Panthers will be fine, even though we lost a couple players. What do you think we have to do now? 1 defenseman and 1 forward. I mean, just by the numbers. I had hope for a half a second that they might let Sordiff stay up and get some playing time in so that maybe he could be playoff depth. But apparently, Paul Maurice has had enough of rookies on his damn team. And no matter how they play, even if they get a goal in their first game, they go back to the AHL. You don't want to play the Capitals in the play. We're not going to have to play the Capitals. We're not going to have to play the Capitals. The Capitals aren't going to get out of Carolina. I'm just saying. Dennis says the GM of the Year ballot was just too long. Zito started with Z and just got cut off the ballot. That makes actually a lot of sense. That makes a lot more sense than some of the excuses I've heard, right? No, we're good. We're good making the playoffs. Fly. I don't think we're gonna miss I don't think they're capable of missing the playoffs. I don't. I mean, any team anybody can lose 10 straight. But with the leadership on this team and with the way Maurice coaches, Maurice giving them shit after a 4-3 win. Nearmax says they sent Sordiff down to accrue cap space. Well, yeah, that makes some sense, except for they should just be putting Chucky on LTIR. They need to put Chucky on LTIR. But I get what they're doing. The order of which they're doing things is like the paint by numbers way that it needs to be done. So I get it. It's just, it's gonna happen. I can't imagine that they would putz around and just not do it if they already know. I mean, geez, you're only talking about 4, 5, 6 weeks anyway. Just let them rest. Steven says Kachuk would crawl back onto the ice with a torn groin before he missed the playoffs. Fado, I don't know, man. I don't know how Brunette still has a job, but unless the GM is just falling on the sword himself, they've got all those guys have got term. I don't know what Nashville's going to do. I'm sure somebody would take Marchessault off their hands, but Stamkos, different story. Aaron says you can't keep accruing space once you put someone on LTIR. Right. That's probably why they're waiting, trying to accrue as much as possible. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying, is that there's an order to how they're doing things. But they could just tell us. I guess they can't, right? I don't know. If they tell us they're going to put them on LTIR, but then don't do it until it's time, who knows? You just want to destroy the Lightning again in the playoffs? Don't anybody be taking the Lightning lightly. Nobody should take the Lightning lightly. See, you know what I'm trying to say. Say that 3 times. Tampa's not messing around. I know Vasilevsky is not prime Vasilevsky anymore, but it ain't the playoffs yet either. All right? Whatever gas that dude has left in the tank, Tampa would love to be the team, okay? They would love to be the team that took us out. So we either need to win the division or let Tampa win the division. Yeah. Aaron, you thinking Tanev is exactly what we need? That could be. I mean, we do need somebody, no doubt. Yeah, I know him and Greer on the 4th. Yeah, we'll have some trade content next week, Simon. We're just waiting for something to happen, right? Like everybody's just so quiet right now. Yeah, good point, Steven. Lundell is killing it. And this is what he's done this before, right? When somebody's out, there's certain players that raise their level of play. We've seen it with Ekblad before. When somebody's out on defense, Ekblad tries at least to raise his level of play. Lundell, we've mainly seen him when Barkov is out, raise his level of play. But now that Kachuk is out, Lundell is gearing up again. Sam Bennett needs to sign his contract. If I was Sam Bennett, I would sign my contract, whatever they're offering him. So, all right, everybody, I got to roll. I still got the rest of my day's work to do. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Appreciate it. Now, tomorrow, Kyle will not be there. We got the stream going at 3:00 and special guest all-star streaming partner tomorrow. Yeah. Special guest tomorrow, 3:00. But it's a $100 admission fee. So there's that. I'll see you tomorrow.